Welcome, everyone. Today's discussion about one of the most important truths in life. Failure is the stepping stone to success. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Failure? Isn't that something we're all trying to avoid? Don't we all want to be successful, happy, and achieve our goals without stumbling along the way? Here's the thing, success and failure are two sides of the same coin. The people you look up to, the successful entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, scientists, they've all experienced failure. What sets them apart is how they handled it. They didn't let failure define them. Instead, they used it as a stepping stone to learn, grow, and ultimately, succeed. So today, we're going to dive into how you can turn your failures into your greatest assets. We're going to talk about how setbacks are essential for growth and how you can use these experiences to propel yourself forward. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective on failure. You'll see it not as an enemy, but as one of your greatest teachers in life. Let's start by breaking down what failure really means. For most of us, failure has been presented as the opposite of success. If we don't win, if we don't achieve our goal, we've failed. But in reality, failure is not the end, it's just part of the journey. Think of failure as feedback. When you fail at something, you're being given vital information. You're being told what doesn't work, and that's incredibly valuable. Think of famous inventors like Thomas Edison, who said, "I have not failed, I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every setback is a clue, it's a lesson pointing you in the right direction. If you've ever felt like a failure, you're already on the path to success, because failure is not final, it's feedback. The only real failure is giving up. Why do we fear failure so much? For many of us, failure is tied to shame and self-worth. We're afraid of what people might think. We're afraid of being judged or criticized. But let me tell you this, the fear of failure is often worse than failure itself. Successful people aren't fearless. They just understand that fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. They're willing to risk failure because they know that every failure brings them one step closer to their goal. If fear of failure is holding you back, remember, regret is far scarier than failure could ever be. Let's look at some real-world examples. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was fired from his own company in 1985. Can you imagine being fired from the company you helped create? But instead of giving up, he used that experience to build other ventures like Pixar, and eventually, he returned to Apple, leading it to become one of the most successful companies in history. Similarly, Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. Can you imagine the person behind Mickey Mouse and Disneyland being told they weren't creative enough? Disney's vision was rejected many times before he succeeded, but he kept pushing forward. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 major publishers before her Harry Potter series was accepted. Today, those books have sold over 500 million copies worldwide. These people didn't give up after their failures. They learned from them, adapted, and kept moving forward. The road to success is paved with rejection and failure. If you're facing obstacles right now, you're in great company. Don't let fear paralyze you. Fear of failure is natural, but it's important to push through it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? More often than not, the worst-case scenario isn't as bad as we imagine. And even if it happens, you'll learn from it and be better prepared next time. Failure isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. The more you fail, the more you'll grow. Finally, remember that your failures shape you into the person you are meant to become. Every setback, every rejection, every closed door adds to your story. It builds your character, strengthens your resolve, and teaches you invaluable lessons. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never failed, they're the ones who kept going despite the failures. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you're going through a tough time right now, know this, your failures are shaping you into the person you're destined to be. The road to success isn't easy, but every failure brings you one step closer to your goals. So embrace your failures, they're leading you to greatness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this message has inspired you to see failure in a new light. Remember, failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's part of the process of growth, learning, and ultimately, success. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more motivational content. Until next time, keep failing, keep learning, and keep moving forward.